Hello, everybody. I'm Sam Greenfield. Well, last night, Alabama haltingly, slowly, methodically entered the 21st century. And they rejected, barely, but rejected a pedophile, a religious bigot, a guy who's really dim, a guy who is blindly ruled by his religious beliefs. It's beyond faith, it's almost superstition and witchcraft. And he lost to a guy who prosecuted the people who blew up the 4 little girls in Birmingham in the middle 60s. He's that guy. He's a pro-choice Democrat, and he won in Alabama. And a lot of things happened because of this. First of all, Donald Trump looks like an idiot because he had to back this guy, although he could have been courageous, but Trump's not courageous. All bullies are cowards, and he's no different. He could have done the right thing and say, I can't do this. But maybe a guy who says, if my daughter wasn't my daughter, we might be dating. Maybe this isn't really the moral high ground that I'm seeking when I think of a president. Not really. And here's a message, by the way, to everyone in Alabama, not the state of Alabama. I'm not knocking the state of Alabama. Oh, no. No. You delivered. You delivered. You stopped a whack job. I'm not saying it's the only one, but this is a serious whack job that you prevented, completely prevented from entering the Senate. Good for you. I'm talking about the people in Alabama who voted for him. I'm talking about, you can never, ever get upset in your lives again when a comedian makes fun of you. Not Alabama, you, who had the temerity to say, yeah, but he's pro-choice. You know who else was pro-choice? Sarah Palin. Wrote it in her book. When she found out that she was going to have a child born with Down syndrome, she said she thought about aborting, but she chose to come to term and have her child. She chose. That means she's what? Anybody? Pro-choice. See how that worked? Good. Yes. So that can't be the issue anymore. The other issue is when you have a president who brags about assaulting women, and now there are 19, count them, 19 women who say that he assaulted them, and he bragged about being able to assault women, say, do anything you want, if you're famous. And then he apologized for saying that, and then he said he wasn't sure it was him. Wow! But back to this. You can't get upset anymore if someone makes fun of you, voter in Alabama who voted for Roy Moore. You can't. Stinging defeat for Donald Trump, who now is saying, well, I really didn't want him. I wanted, Luther Strange. Of course you did. You wouldn't know Luther Strange if he sat next to you on a dais. So stop that. And Steve Bannon, and here's a message for Bannon. Not that I want him to do anything correct, but he won't because he's Steve Bannon. When you're going to talk to people in Alabama, don't act like you're one of them just because you're grossly overweight, you don't shave, and you haven't had a haircut since the Beatles hit town. Just, try to look presentable. Really try. You're trying to be a shadow president. Dress like a president does. Put on a suit. You looked awful. Right? You look like you came off a 2-day bender. Who the hell? And then you're in Alabama making fun of Joe Scarborough, saying, well, he had to settle for the University of Alabama, and you expected Alabamans to embrace that? Man. And by the way, being born in Richmond, Virginia has nothing to do with Alabama. It is the capital of the Confederacy, but that was 135 years ago, 155 years ago. It was a long time ago, 1865, 152 years ago. So stop that. Okay, you are no more a Virginian than I am. In fact, I'm more of a Virginian because I grew up in D.C., which borders Virginia, so there. But you looked awful. Man. Let me introduce you to my friends, okay? Razor and Cream, do a little something. Whew, look terrible. But that's one of the reasons your guy lost. And you're trying to install these crazy right-wing people? Huh? Well, it's not working. See, it's not working at all. And because it's not working, and Trump can't accept failure, you're going to be out of the picture. He's going to say he barely knows you. You know, if his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, gets arrested, Trump's going to say, Kushner, I think he dated my daughter, right? Huh? He'll have no clue, which for him is normal standard behavior. I'm Sam Greenfield, and thank you for listening.